this is just a simple midge larva that I'm going to tie. Typically fish it below an emerger or a dry pattern for trout. Still water fishing, it works really well, and I guess it would probably work in fairly slow moving water. It's a really simple pattern. All you need is some very ultra fine copper wire, some red thread. I use a maroon, but you can probably go more red. And tying a head onto it or thorax is totally optional. I sometimes put a little bit of CDC on, otherwise you could just do a little bit of black thread around the head. But there's a number of combinations you could use. I mean, you could use, like I said, various red threads, or you don't need a rib. You can do very fine tubing. Typically I tie it in a size 18 and up, so 18, 20, 22. Smaller than that, I haven't had any experience tying those. So that's pretty much the fly. It's just a size 20 emerger hook. And first thing is just to get your thread on. Like I said, I'm using a dark red thread, more of a maroon, but you can go very red, more of a blood red color. I always throw a little bit of varnish on once I'm finished, just to tidy it up and just to make it a little bit more durable. And then tie in the ribbing, which is ultra fine copper wire. Completely wrap it so that none of the copper shows. This is a very skinny fly. It shouldn't be over wrapped or overdressed. Very difficult to overdress it if you're just using thread. But there's always the risk that you stick too much over. So take the thread all the way down to the bend of the hook and bring it forward again. See? Just behind the eye, and then wrap the copper over it, evenly spaced. Wrap in the opposite direction to the direction that you turn the thread on, just to make it easier to tie off. Wrap it all the way forward to just behind the eye. Just tie it off. Use a separate pair of scissors to clip the wire so that you don't ruin your nice sharp material scissors. Okay, and then finally I just add 2 or 3 pieces of CDC dubbing. It's too much. I lick my fingers just to make it easier to spin a little loop, a little noodle. Just wrap that in for the head. That's it. Simple fly. Just whip off behind the actual thorax, not over the eye, because it's such a small fly. I tend to close the eye if I do it in another way. And that's it. Check that the dubbing doesn't stick out too far. If there are any legs or anything loose, just trim them. You could also use black cotton, or you could even just use red and then color it with a marker. And then sometimes I just put a little bit of varnish over the thread, but there's absolutely no need. I mean, it brings the color out a bit more, but it's totally optional.